Lena's hands trembled as she hurriedly wiped the marble floors of the Prestige Grand Hotel lobby, eyes glued downward, heart pounding in the quiet hum of early morning. Suddenly, a sharp voice shattered the silence. "Please, someone help. Does nobody here speak French?" She froze, breath tight in her chest. Her manager was nowhere in sight. Lena glanced up, meeting the panicked eyes of the elegantly dressed woman, her distress clear. Without thinking, Lena stepped forward and softly replied in perfect, fluent French, "Je peux vous aider, madame." The lobby fell eerily silent, heads turned, disbelief etched into their faces. Lena's cheeks burned as she felt the weight of every stare. Housekeepers weren't supposed to be seen, let alone heard. Then, from the shadowed hallway, the hotel's owner stepped into view, his gaze fixed sharply on Lena. Her stomach tightened in fear. Had she just made the biggest mistake of her life? He took a step forward, his voice calm but firm. "You. In my office. Now." What would happen to Lena next? Subscribe right now to Real Life Stories New, because you're about to witness something unforgettable. The hotel owner's footsteps echoed sharply against the marble floor as he approached Lena, the tension in the air palpable. "You spoke French," he said quietly, but with an edge that cut through the silence. Lena's throat tightened. "Yes, sir. I just wanted to help." Her voice was barely above a whisper, but there was no hiding the pride that surfaced despite the fear. He studied her for a long moment. "How many languages do you speak?" Lena swallowed hard, her hands clenching the cleaning rag until her knuckles whitened. "9." "9?" His brow lifted, disbelief mixing with curiosity. "And no one knew?" "No one asked," she replied, voice steady now, the first spark of defiance breaking through. Behind the owner, a manager appeared, arms crossed, eyes narrowing. "This isn't about talent. This is about rules," the manager said sharply. "Housekeepers don't speak to guests in anything but English. It disrupts order." Lena met his gaze evenly. Maybe the order needs disrupting. The owner raised a hand, silencing the manager. "Enough. I want to know more about you." Later that day, Lena sat in a small, sterile office under fluorescent lights that hummed relentlessly. Across from her, the owner, Mr. Callahan, leaned forward, elbows on the desk. "Tell me how you learned all these languages while working here." Lena's eyes flicked to the window, the street noise far below barely audible. "I study in every free moment. Between cleaning rooms, after the boys go to bed, it's the only way I've found to hold on to myself." "Your family?" She hesitated, then nodded. "I'm raising 2 little brothers since our parents died. I work nights so I can be home during the day to help with school and homework." Mr. Callahan nodded slowly, the hardness in his expression softening. "That's a lot to carry." "I don't have a choice," she said quietly, "but sometimes I wonder if anyone here even sees me, or if I'm just background noise." "You're not background noise to me anymore," he said, "but others—" His eyes darkened. "Others might see your rise as a threat." Word spread fast. At the next staff meeting, Lena felt the weight of whispers like shadows gathering behind her back. "You think the owner's playing favorites," one housekeeper muttered. "Probably just a stunt. They never liked us getting too smart," another whispered. Lena caught the last words but kept walking. She refused to let their doubt become her burden. One evening, she sat on her small apartment's worn couch, the dull hum of the city leaking through cracked windows. Her brother Caleb poked his head in, a math book in hand. "Can you help me with this problem?" She smiled tiredly, pushing aside the exhaustion. "Of course." As they worked, Her phone buzzed. A message from Mr. Callahan. "Come by my office tomorrow. We need to talk about your role here." She stared at the screen. The room suddenly too small, the silence pressing in. Was this the moment she stepped out of the shadows, or deeper into them? The next day, the hotel's executive office buzzed with unfamiliar faces. The owner introduced Lena not as housekeeping staff, but as the new international guest liaison. Lena's heart raced as murmurs rippled through the room. Some eyes shone with respect, others with thinly veiled resentment. After the meeting, Garrett Price, a senior executive with a sharp smile and sharper eyes, cornered her. "Polyglot cleaner to executive? Impressive. But you know how this works, don't you? People like me don't lose power without a fight." Lena met his gaze unflinchingly. "Then I'll fight, but not the way you expect." Weeks passed. Lena thrived, navigating cultural protocols and language barriers with grace. Yet under the surface, sabotage brewed. Documents altered to discredit her, meetings she wasn't invited to, whispers meant to isolate. One afternoon, Garrett approached her with a forged memo. "You'd better fix this before it costs you your job." Lena took the papers calmly. "I already did." She held out corrected versions, precise and respectful. The room fell silent. Mr. Callahan appeared behind her. "Thank you, Lena. This won't be overlooked." Garrett's face paled, but he said nothing. The power play had been exposed. The tension didn't disappear, but respect grew. Colleagues approached her for help. Her voice carried weight. One evening, Mr. Callahan found her alone in the break room. "They're still talking." Lena's eyes were steady. "Let them. I'm not invisible anymore." He nodded. "You belong here, Lena. Don't let them convince you otherwise." Months later, Garrett's downfall came quietly but decisively. A thorough investigation uncovered his attempts to sabotage Lena's work, manipulating internal documents and leaking false rumors. Faced with irrefutable evidence, Garrett was dismissed. In the aftermath, Lena stood in the hotel lobby, the morning light streaming through the grand windows. The whispers had faded, replaced by nods of acknowledgement. Her phone buzzed, a message from her youngest brother. "You did it." She smiled, clutching her badge tightly. Her journey from silence to strength wasn't just hers. It was a beacon for those who watched from the margins. In the quiet moments that followed Garrett's departure, Lena felt a subtle shift settle over the hotel. A change not marked by grand announcements, but by small, meaningful glances of respect. The same hallways that once whispered doubts now echoed with recognition. Yet for Lena, the real victory was far deeper than titles or approval. It was the reclaiming of her own voice. She remembered the nights spent hunched over textbooks while the city slept, the invisible weight of expectations pressing down. But now, standing tall beneath the hotel's soaring ceilings, she understood something vital. Strength isn't about silence or invisibility. It's about being seen clearly, unapologetically, and refusing to be diminished by the world's judgments. Her brothers' faces often came to mind, two young lives shaped by resilience and hope. Lena knew that her journey wasn't just her own. It was a bridge for them, a testament to what determination and honesty could achieve, even when the odds seemed insurmountable. As she walked through the lobby one afternoon, the soft hum of guests mingled with the gentle clinking of glasses in the nearby cafe. The sunlight poured through the grand windows, illuminating dust motes dancing like quiet celebrations. Lena paused, fingertips grazing the smooth surface of the marble railing, solid, enduring. It was a reminder that foundations built on truth and grit withstand the test of time. This was her new reality, Not perfect, but hers. A world where barriers could be broken, where voices once ignored now shaped conversations, and where courage was the quiet force behind every step forward. Lena's story is a powerful reminder that change begins when we stop shrinking to fit into the spaces carved out for us and start creating new ones. That the truth, no matter how long buried, will always find its way to the surface. If Lena's journey moved you, don't forget to like and share this video. Help Real Life Stories. New reach 10,000 subscribers so we can bring you more stories of real people overcoming real challenges. Your support makes all the difference.